Hi guys, how's it going? We are just about live here. Give me a couple seconds while I get some things set up. Ba -ba 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 -ba. Okay. Ba -ba -ba -ba. Nathan, congrats on having me first. 21 times total. GG's. Hope you're doing well, dude. It's good to see you. And thank you for spending your taxes. As always, it's good to see everybody today. It's been we only missed one stream that we usually would have done, and that's Thursday. But because of Wednesday stacking right between those, and then how long today has felt, um, it's crazy to me that you know that I'm not like I I. I feel like it's been way too long since I've streamed, is what I'm trying to say. Um, So it's good to be here. I hope everybody's doing good. Good to see you guys. Coral, thank you for spending your taxes. Hello, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. For those of you who celebrate Thanksgiving, how was your Thanksgiving? And for those of you who don't celebrate Thanksgiving, how was your Thursday and your Wednesday for that matter as well? I know not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving worldwide. Some places don't even have a Thanksgiving. Um, I'm of the mind that it's always good to have a day that you set aside to kind of reflect on things to be thankful for. I think we should do that more often than just once or twice a year. Uh, but you know, I guess some people probably disagree with that sentiment. I don't know. I think it's always good to be thankful though. You know, I've had a lot of things happen this year, and I've got a lot of things to be thankful for. I was gonna make a whole video about it. I just didn't have the time. But I was gonna do a video about what I was thankful for this year and release it on Thanksgiving. I may still do that, but it will probably be more of a New Year's sort of thing. We'll see. New Year's is a great time to be reflective, I suppose. Speaking of reflective, I'm cleaning my glasses. There was a smudge and it was causing a reflection, and it was giving me a massive headache. There we go. I can see again. I don't. I don't know where he's at, but he's somewhere. We can all hear him. And there he goes. Okay. So we last time, just recap it here for you guys. We've been building a lot. We've got this big old dome, okay? Really, really big. We've been working all around it. We placed some coral, some kelp, and some bone meal, some sea pickles, all those things to kind of help highlight it a little bit. And we got this dome. We've got inside the dome a big hole. We've decorated all the walls. We've done the first level up here with just a couple of buildings and some terrain. And now here we are on this next build here. Now this layer here is going to be a little bit more full of buildings, but it's still going to have some structure to it, so it's not as archaic. And as you can see, we pretty well finished this build right here. There's still going to be some details that we got to throw up on it, but for the vast majority of it, it is done. Today, I think we're going to tackle this bridge right here. Try to get the rest of the build done. So putting in all the roof blocks, filling in this massive gap right there. And if we have some time and I'm feeling up to it, I'd like to start tackling one of these other buildings, even if that just means filling in the walls so that it looks, at least so we know what we're dealing with. Because right now, like, we have a wireframe here, and it's easy enough for me to kind of look at it and imagine, but until we actually put in blocks, I'm not going to know what in the world I'm doing. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully that's going to be a fun time. I don't think today's going to be a super long stream. I'm exhausted. I slept pretty decent hours, all things considered, but, well, I say decent hours. I slept a long amount of time. I need to repair this pickaxe. I'm gonna do that here in a second. See, I went to bed really late last night. I went to bed at like 5 in the morning. I was really engaged with the game I was playing, and I just really wanted to get through to a good stopping point. And I've played enough of that game to know where the stopping points are. So I just kept playing, and one thing turned into another. Before you know it, it's 5:30 a.m. and you're going, oh crap, I gotta go to sleep. So that happened. Tonight, I probably won't do that, but I may still stay up a little bit later just because I do have some other things I need to do. Still behind on pretty much anything and everything that I could be behind on. I don't know if there's ever such thing as being caught up, but I really want to be. Hello, DSA. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Swift Dude, thank you for submitting your taxes. Appreciate you, dude. How are you doing? We're gonna go repair my pickaxe really quick. It should be this way. This Silk Touch pick has been on death's doorstep for a couple of streams now, and I've been really, really lazy. So I'm in a car with my cousin and her boyfriend. Thanksgiving shenanigans. That sounds like a lot of fun. What better way to spend Thanksgiving? You know, when you say shenanigans, see, it could just be that you guys are in a car. But when you say shenanigans, it makes me think that there's a little bit more amiss than just like, oh, we're driving around the neighborhood, you know, just yapping. Like, there may or may not be some toilet paper involved here kind of deal, you know? That's what I'm wondering. King, what? Ow. Okay, we need to turn this down. Cousins mean... You can go TPing a house with your cousins. The fact that that's where your mind went is a little concerning. I wasn't even trying to make it sound that way. Wow. I was not... No. No, I would... I went for people in your age group. If you were, like... old, maybe, but not with cousins. Although knowing the general area that you live, I would have probably considered the joke. I definitely would have considered it. But no, I wasn't even thinking like that, man. I was just... Shenanigans implies that you're up to no good. That's all I'm saying. I was like, what kind of prankage? Are we talking egging? Are we talking TPing? Like, not that. Anything but that. Are we are shooting the pearls out. Okay, we're good. Think, right? See? No. Okay, we need to... There we go. Okay. Once this is all said and done, then we can get back to working on things. I'm gonna definitely tackle that bridge, though. That's the big one today. Get the build that we started last stream done. Get the bridge done. Anything after that is bonus points. Okay. I got that. Do we need to toss anything? Nope. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. But... And there we go. This is a really beautiful end island, by the way. I don't think I've ever really taken the time to acknowledge just how pretty it is. That is loud. Okay. This is really, really pretty. I want to say it was Hyken that did this, and just absolutely incredible. I mean, when you look at it from up here, especially, like, look at that. Really, really cool. See, I haven't seen a Minecraft live stream in so long. This is so refreshing. Well, hello, Blue Fulf. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I happen to stream exclusively Minecraft, so I've got you, dude. I've got you. Hello, Jolmus. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. How do I never get watch streaks? I'm here mostly every stream. It's been a fairly new feature on my stream in specific. And then there's very weird metrics that you have to get in order to actually have it. I can't see your guys' watch streaks when you say that you did them, though. I need to fix that. Nathan, I see that you have a 20 stream streak. GG's, dude. Let me just double check. Are we caught up on those? Yeah, okay. 6, 7? No. 20. 20. We love 20. Also, I need to submit my taxes. There we go. At least 5 minutes watch time each stream. Okay, I gotcha. Hello, Pablo. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hello, hello. Okay. That spot right there. We're gonna tackle it. I'm thinking we need some chiseled deep slate. I kind of cleaned up my inventory a little bit yesterday to try to make everything work a little better, because my storage system is not... It's just not it right now. I need to take some of this back up to the surface and bring down whatever else I need, but I'm too lazy, so that's not going to happen yet. So right about here. $20 stream streak is actually insane now that I'm thinking about it as well. Like, that is a crazy number. How many times a day do you spend on this? I don't get on, like, daily. The times that I'm on is when I'm streaming, and I only stream, like, maybe 20 hours a week at most. So it's not super often, but I'm just trying to get it done at this point. I want to move on to other things, I think. I haven't, like, fully made up my mind that I'm not coming back for Season 8, but it is very unlikely that I come back for Season 8. So I want to make this base look as good as I can, and I want to start to free up my schedule so that we can work on some other cool things. 1, 2, 3. I'm kind of thinking we put it right there and right there. And then the rest of it will kind of go up. So let me just remove all of that right here. And then I can go around and build it the way it's supposed to be. With the theme we're going for here, I don't feel like I need to do any curves. We're just going to kind of build it the way that that it would be if it were built futuristically, I suppose. There we go. Spam spacebar until you get up there. You know, in the future, I feel like everything is very flat and geometric. There will probably be some circles and such, but you know, for the vast majority of cases, I feel like minimalism is taking over increasingly so. And so I really wanted to convey that with this build style especially, is, you know, the very flat geometric shapes. You know, there is, like, some curves involved in some of the designs. Like, you know, there's a curve here. And there are circles, you know, but it's very, very, very flat, generally speaking. You're making a lot of progress. It looks well, in my opinion. I'm glad. That makes me happy to hear, because I've been starting to get a little antsy, and I've been kind of wondering if I have made a mistake with some of the build. So I'm glad that it looks at least decent to you guys. Hello, Hitbox. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Do you have a dressing? Do you have a testing on a creative world, or are you improvising? This is all improvised. The only thing that I had planned was I knew I wanted a big dome. So I kind of came up with some measurements, and then I just dug a hole, and then I put the dome over top of it. The rest of it has just kind of been spitballing as we were preparing the hole, saying what we were probably going to put in it, and here we are, you know? The original plan for this server was wildly different, but I'm really glad that we did end up doing what we've done so far. It looks good. Let's see. Do I have like, I feel like inside of that would be a good place to have some color. Maybe we go with some oxidized copper. And then yeah, we'll just do the copper in there, and then I'll figure out what's next. I know we're gonna need something underneath all of this as well, make it look right, but it's fine. And is this only aesthetic, or will you have a functional base there? I don't have time to build a functional base. Otherwise, it would have function to it. I would have a storage system. I would have, you know, some farms. I would have, you know, villagers down here even. But I definitely don't have time. So the most functional thing I have is a museum in here. And I actually need to update this one. Thank you for subscribing, Ethobot. Thank you, thank you. Oh, we gotta actually update all these maps. I just realized this hasn't been updated since the, there we go. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's not too bad. Not too bad. It'll start to really look a lot better once we have everything filled in. Because right now it's just very splotchy on this side, and it makes no sense. But it'll definitely take on a life of its own. What are you building? I am building a, like, cyberpunk-esque city. And, today we're actually just focusing on this bridge right here. And trying to finish up that build right there. Okay, we need some of that. And then I don't need any more of that. I have stone bricks. Let's take some of those. And we'll go with that for now. Need more rockets. I always need more. I never have just enough, you know? Hello, Star Cherry. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. You told me about it last month. Yeah. You'll use the same type of trees every floor? More than likely. There actually probably won't be any more trees unless I put some on the rooftops over here. But these two levels are just supposed to kind of be really densely packed with living spaces, so we may not even see the opportunity for more trees. You know, it's very dystopian. So, you know, the higher up you are, the better quality of life you have, just due to the fact that it's not as crowded. It's got more room for plants and all those sorts of things. So I know right now what I'm going to do is I am going to put a rim right here. And we'll do it on this side as well. Coral with the hydrate. I appreciate it. I will take care of that here in a second. I also have coffee. I need to drink up all of that too. I'm preparing for a long night. I already know it's going to be a long night, but I'm here for it. So we'll go ahead and just do it out of stone brick right here. And maybe what I do, actually, oh. Okay. Cozy, how's it going? It's good to see you. Thank you for submitting your taxes. Appreciate it. I'm from the land of the free. Heck yeah. Happy bald eagle noises. Oh, by the way, everybody, I hope your Thanksgiving was well. If you spent, if you had a Thanksgiving this year. I know some people don't celebrate it. I know that's not an international thing, but for the Americans here, I know it's usually a big deal for us. We like to eat. We love to eat. There's like 40 countries in my world. That's the only one. Hiya, but last time I saw you... Wait, what? I'm good. How are you? It feels like forever, but last time I saw you, we rode a pig 5,000. When did I ride a pig? You know, I don't even know if I remember when I rode the pig. That might be so long ago that it's beyond my memory. 1.16. Oh boy. On the Tricks SMP, yeah. That has been a bit. That's been like, what, a month maybe? Because that would have been early Tricks SMP. Has it really been that long? Wow. This year is starting to go by, like, so quickly, guys. I don't know what happened, but every time I turn around, the year is, like, blipped by another, you know, 30 days, it feels like, and I don't know what to do about that. I suppose there is nothing more to do about it than to just accept that it is happening, but that seems a little too easy, doesn't it? We're gonna go grab some glass really quick. One of Taco Land, I'm from Tortilla Land, on the other side of the ocean. WSG means what's going on. Here's your dab coral. And candy. Can't reach that, hang on. This wire right here, dude, it is going to be the death of me, I swear. It keeps catching on my chair. Is this the same server? Yes, this is. I believe so, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, this is all Twitch SMP. So big sphere. That's pretty much how most people know me now, I think. It used to just be a hole in the ocean. I'm gonna try to unwrap this so I can eat it. What's going on or what's good? Both. Usually, I would say most people probably use it as what's good, but it's a greeting more than anything, I would say. So what's people ask what's good when they're asking what's going on or how are you. So it's a general greeting, I would say. Thank you for the candy. Appreciate it, Cozy. Same as last year. I was on last year. King SMP? Like the VR joinable server? No, it's not that. It's not that world. No. When did King SMP end, guys? Does anyone remember? I'm gonna pull that up. It's been a minute. So I can delete it? Yeah. Yeah, you can delete that one. It's not gonna be back on that IP anyway for a very long time. August 19th is when we ended King SMP Season 3. Season 4 will still happen. I just feel like I need to put that out there. It will happen. I just got a lot of other projects that I need to be a part of right now, and I'm saving up some money to actually buy a proper server for you guys to play off of. I'm so tired of paying companies money to give us less than experiences. I'm gonna do that because I think it looks cool. That's the only reason I do anything now, is because it looks cool. If anyone still doesn't believe in aliens in the big 25, guts to go. I don't know if I believe in aliens. I think it's too premature for me to say whether they do or don't exist. With how vast the universe is, I think, I think it would be foolish of me to say that they just simply do not exist. But it would be foolish of me to say that they do exist given the circumstances that it requires for other creatures to exist. And what would we even call an alien? You know, is it just a living organism from space? Well, I mean, we've already had evidence of those, you know, to some degree. You know, with Mars, we've found various things that support that there may have been some sort of living thing. But if we're talking intelligent life, then I would say it's much too luck-based for something like that to happen, at least scientifically speaking, if we go from Big Bang and evolution standards on how intelligent life would be formed. It's near impossible. It's not impossible, but it's very, very improbable. Now, if you look at it from a lens of, like, intelligent design, God putting aliens out there, it would be stupid of me to say whether they do or don't exist still. Because I don't know. I don't know that he would have a reason to put aliens out there, but it would be foolish of me to say that he didn't as well, because who am I to say that he should or shouldn't, you know? I'm at the point with aliens, when I see them, I'm not going to be surprised, but until I see them, I'm not going to say that they definitively are real. But Taco Land is a local restaurant in my neighborhood. That's cool. Taco Land is a cool name. Not gonna lie, you need continuity for the glass. See, if I had continuity though, then like I wouldn't get this really cool grid all across the floor, you know? I would, other than just the fact that I haven't been building with it this entire time. It would look so strange, but it would be cool. I wish that it was a default thing, honestly. Borderless glass is nice. Like to eat apples and bananas. Apples and bananas are great. Actually, I don't really like bananas. I lied. Taste local products. It's not that easy. We are far away. Food from Spain. I hear Spain has a lot of great food. Europe has a lot of food in that general area that's really good. You know, as much crap as we give France, I love their pastries. Italy has a lot of great food, both pastry and otherwise. Spain has a lot of great foods. Belgian foods are great. Belgium is what I meant to say, but Belgian foods. Foods from Belgium. Wow. Tongue-tied. Love French fries, which are Belgian, by the way. You know, there's a lot of great foods out there. And I just gotta say it to the Europeans, thank you. The Americans could never have stolen it without you, so... I mean, there are a lot of foods that are distinctly American that exist, or are maybe not distinctly American, but are very American in nature, just due to the fact that we eat them a lot, or we're known for them. But I don't think many other countries love American foods, you know? Hot dogs aren't exactly a cuisine that I think most of you can enjoy. The hamburger isn't ours. We kind of stole that one. I think the hot dog isn't even technically ours, but the modern day hot dog kind of is. We didn't invent apple pie, but I think we have the more popular apple pie recipe, at least worldwide standard. So the apple pie that everybody thinks of is the American apple pie. Yeah. All sorts of things like that. It is impossible to know it. What a dumb conversation, then. I wouldn't say it's dumb. I think it's perfectly okay to state why I do or don't believe in aliens. To say you don't know, and then to expand upon that is, I think, perfectly okay. I think everybody, when they say they don't know, they should exactly clarify why they don't know. Because otherwise everybody's just like, brah, you should know this, you should have an opinion on this and that, and it's like, everybody's so quick to jump to points when you say you don't know. That's why I explained that I don't know. I also explain everything because it runs the clock a little bit longer so that I don't run out of things to talk about. The longer I talk, the less I have to worry about forgetting topics. And my primary job right now is to just yap until I can't anymore. Which I'm really good at doing, if you guys couldn't tell. Okay, why did I tab out? That's not fun. There we go. Okay. Let's figure out the rest of this bridge here. We need something on the underside. I'm kind of thinking maybe we do, How wide is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What if we did like another line right here, and then we did in the middle copper bulbs. I got a couple ideas. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you, Pablo. You're good. You're good. Nepter, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to Darius So Peak W. I haven't watched it, but I hope it's good. I'm gonna talk about, but I don't know if you have a restaurant called Taco Land. I had never heard of it. Check the what? I will look that up. Oh, I'm aware of that. Yeah. Yeah, that was a whole thing. Hysteria is interesting. I won't say anybody that does believe in aliens is a loon, but I don't think that incident there says that there's aliens until somebody can actually point at them with me nearby and say like, yes, that's them. You know, it's so easy to say one thing and to then do this, and you know, it's really really easy to trick people is all I'm saying. So much so that all it takes is a couple of people saying something and then running, that everybody else will start doing the same thing. Humans by nature, we follow directions. You know, even people who are very much self-proclaimed independent thinkers and whatever, fall into that mentality. And it's not a bad thing. It's how we've survived so long. That's just the truth. Is, you know, because we're engineered, socially speaking, to follow other people's lead, especially when they're panicking. I mean, you just get a couple of people who are like really on some mushrooms or something, and suddenly, you know, they're running and panicking hysterically in a certain direction. Of course, everybody's gonna run away. You know, like, it's easy to trick a couple thousand people. If you look into it, there was this one's a little more understandable because a lot more people heard it. But in Times Square, somebody's motorcycle backfired, which just means that it made a couple of really loud sounds out the back. And a bunch of people started running immediately because they thought it was gunshots. And there were people running because they had no clue why everybody else was running, but they thought, if they're running, I gotta run too. Which is good that they did that, because it could have been much worse if it were the case that was what was going on, but it was just a motorcycle was the thing. But in those cities, you know, when a loud sound happens, the echo from it, it's untraceable sometimes. It's crazy. Now, that's not me saying, like, there's definitely not an alien that appeared in Miami, but I would say, like, the Roswell incident, right, Roswell, is a much better opportunity to say that there's alien life than anything else. Although there's been plenty of explanations on that one as well. But the alien that we saw last year, that was like... that was apparently supposed to be an alien anyway. I don't think that was an alien. That was an interesting thing to witness. I think it was last year that happened. I don't remember. Ba-ba-ba. Sweden has some good foods too, yeah. Swedish meatballs, Still crazy to think that fortune cookies are from America. Yeah, that's an American thing. French fries are from Belgium, but in the UK they're called French fries for some reason. Spanish people, they call fried potatoes. I think in the UK they actually call them chips. But here in the US we do call them French fries. And I think it may have to do with the fact that Americans probably, quote-unquote, discovered them because of French people. And so they were calling them French fries, even though France probably did steal them from Belgium. I don't know that to be true, but that's just generally speaking how a lot of our linguistics tend to be. It wouldn't surprise me if that's how that happened. I'm sure somebody else already has the answer pulled up on Google on why that is. But that would be my first guess on it. Although if light is the fastest being in the universe, how did dark get there first? Darkness is the absence of light, right? I just realized how slow my friends actually are. You know, that's fair. I'm very slow. Start a new world. I find a spot to build. I built my house, got diamonds, got full armor, and enchanted it with protection. Meanwhile, my friends have been slowly walking towards my house. You gotta understand though, dude. The coordinates, they're tough. Coordinates actually do mess me up sometimes, so I can't poke too much fun at them. But yeah, fun stuff. I try not to speedrun the game too much unless I am actually doing a proper speedrun. The reason why is just because I do like to try to enjoy the early game. I hardly ever get to, but I really want to try. So I've been really trying to just slow myself down anytime I'm playing Minecraft. And be okay with, you know, taking first steps and making it a drawn-out process. Let's see. Why did us as kids think that in the 18s and 19s there was no color? Just the way TV, I guess, portrayed it, probably. That would be my guess on that one. You know, TV always, you know, well, TV shows from that time period, they were all very much in black and white, because that's what they had. But also, you know, in a flashback sequence, if they're portraying, at least on kids' TV shows especially, they would always portray the 1800s and the 19s to be black and white, just to kind of get the point across, I guess. I don't know. Oop. Fix that. Hello, Damon. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I never thought that, but it's okay. I know it's a pretty personal question, but what year do you think you'll have a kid? You know, I don't know. I haven't given up. Before anybody's like, King, you don't give up yet. I haven't given up. I've just realized that that is not something within my control at this current point, as much as I would love it to be. So I have only tried to really focus on things that I do have control over. So, you know, anything that I can do that's like, oh yeah, let's do, you know, I want to make Minecraft videos. I want to do this. I want to do that. Like, those are things I can control. When I get a wife, no control over. Whether or not we're having kids, I have about half control over. And that's the unfortunate thing about it, I suppose, is, you know, if it were up to me, I'd probably already be married. Like, almost without a doubt. Oh, crap. But I just can't seem to find a way to make that work. So, until it does work, until somebody says, like, hey, you're actually not too bad, let's get married and have kids, it's gonna be a bit. It's gonna be a little bit. And that's, you know, that's okay. I'm still pretty young. I'm 21. Yeah. I'm 21. So I've got some time before I gotta really worry about anything. It doesn't mean I'm happy with that, you know. Well, I'm happy with it in the fact that I have to be. But, you know, I'm content enough with where I am right now. You know, I would love, though, nothing more than to grow up. To have all the things that I want to have. That would be great. I'm thinking those should extend down, like, maybe one more. I don't have more. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I've gotten them all the resources to stay alive, but luckily they can build. Hey, if they can build, then they can stay. That's the thought process, I guess. And they call chips things like Lay's and these things. They also call it French fries. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, potato chips were made as a joke. Potato chips were made originally from a man cutting potatoes very thin. It's very skinny. Huh, interesting. By the time little bro is spawned, his first words are gonna be, "Dad, pass me the phone." Imagine being born in 2024, 2025. Yeah, I know, it's a different world. You know, I grew up before, in a time period that I remember before 2010, you know? And that's weird. That's really, really weird to me. Because, you know, I am older than a lot of people who watch my streams. Not all of them, because Nathan still exists, but I'm pretty well up there in terms of internet age at this point. Like, I don't know what to do about that, other than just accept it. But there's also, like, just the very fact that I'm always coming to terms with my age, like, chronically, it feels like. And it just has to do with the fact that it never really hits you just how old you are, I don't think. Like, I'm not old, you know? I'm 21. Like, I've still got probably, hopefully, 4 times the amount of life to live, you know? I'd love to reach the ripe old age of 84. That would be great. I'd love to even live beyond that, but, you know, I don't want to get greedy. So I know I'm not old, but just the fact that I've lived 21 years is, it's something that I don't take lightly, I guess, because not everybody gets that opportunity. Not to be, like, depressing or anything, but, you know, that is the harsh truth of reality is, you know, not everybody at some point in time will die, but not everybody lives. And, if you can adopt that into your mindset a little bit, it definitely hits a little bit different. And not in a bad way either, like, you know. If you're only gonna get to live once, you might as well make it good, you know? Anyway, all that said, I need to read chats. You are 21. I'm 25, boy. Now it feels old. No, you're not old, dude. I promise. I promise. Please be careful of your age. Just letting you know, internet, as safe as my community generally speaking is, if you're under the age of 18, it's just best to not say your age, just because I can't protect you from people who aren't in my, who aren't a part of my community, who are really bad. So I'm just gonna say it. Be careful about personal information, guys. Best be safe than sorry. Now I understand some things. The way you write is strange for me. Yeah, I get that. That's fair. Pretty much every politician is hitbox. Both sides love to use that as a bargaining chip and saying that they'll do stuff and then they won't do anything with it. The truth of the matter is, everybody who is or is not involved is indirectly involved with all that is going on there. There's a lot more than what the general public knows, and there's a lot more than what's being said for a number of reasons, and it's not just because of one person, but rather the fact that there are a lot of people implicated in that mess. Let's see. How do you make... Can I... How do you make those? Oh. I don't have those. Okay. That's fine. So, I think around... We'll do that, right? Please don't mention your age. Just trying to protect you guys. And then go right there. I kind of like that, yeah. What time is it on your side? It is currently 7:58 p.m. Okay, I need to fly around. Ow. Whoop. 6:58. Ah, Central Time. Gotcha. Central Time's not too bad. It's not too bad. I used to live there for a little bit. It was okay. Not my favorite place to live. But, Nothing wrong with it either. Nothing wrong with it. My country, it's 2 a.m. Oh no. Oh, that is late. Definitely try to get some sleep tonight. I know you're your own person and you can do whatever you want to do, but I'd also feel bad if you stayed up super, super late. Although tomorrow's the weekend, so I guess, like, it's probably okay. Or today's the weekend for you now. So we'll go there. Okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You do not wake at 2. I got grounded. Oof. It's a bummer. Sorry to hear that, Godzilla. It does happen, though. Hopefully you work things out with whoever's in charge of you, I guess. And maybe you can reduce your sentence. Who knows? Getting grounded is not fun, though. I've never done it, thankfully. All my parents had to do in order to get me to behave usually was just even threaten to put me in the, like, timeout. And I was like, I could not bear the thought of being in trouble. I was probably the definition of goody two-shoes. Like, there were a lot of people who actually probably did hate me because of my adherence to the rules. But the rules was why everybody could have fun. I couldn't help it that they didn't understand it. Yeah, I would lose my mind at the thought of getting in trouble. It wasn't like my parents were brutal with trouble at all. Like I said, for me it was just even the threat of being put in trouble was enough to get me to quit. Like, timeouts and maybe the occasional spanking if it was bad enough, but it wasn't like that even hurt. Like, I distinctly remember 1, maybe 2 times that happened in my entire life, and didn't even hurt. You know what hurt? The fact that I betrayed my parents' trust. That was, you know, if there could be, like, any way to find the formula of how to create another me as a child, I feel like that, that could only go well. Because, for whatever reason, I don't know why it worked, because there's a lot of kids who basically were raised exactly the same as me, and they just didn't at all turn out like me. And I don't think everybody should be like me. Individuality is a very important thing as well. But, not... In terms of being raised, it's so different. Every child varies. And I guess it has a lot to do with the way the brain develops as well, but it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Kind of go like that, I think. I like the pink, so we're sticking with it. Yeah. All right. And see you in the night. Yeah, that's usually when I'm up. Then my only occupation is watch the F1 and meet my girlfriend, so no problem. Hey, that's awesome. I want to be like a mixed military and a cop here. So for me, the rules based the society and working and studying at the same time. That's awesome. F1 is my religion and my girlfriend, the person who I want to get married. So like the 80% of my free is for these things. That's fair. Here's the truth. And it'll probably, some people will love this, some people will hate it. You are ultimately in control of everything that you do and don't spend time on. What you want to do, you will find a way to make work. You know, now that doesn't always mean that everything should or can be sacrificed. You know, at a certain point, you will have things that you want to do, but you cannot find time for just due to the fact that you have so many things that you want to do. Or, you'll find that you have so many obligations so that you can do the things that you want to do. Like, most people, I think, don't really want to do school, but they want to do what school gives them. So in the case of college, you know, most people don't really love college, but you know what they like? They like the degree afterwards. Slavery started before that, Hitbox. Slavery has been a concept since pretty much day one of humanity. People were buying and selling people before we were even tracking time. I mean, you can find documents of it before current era, so. Admiral, thank you for spending your taxes, appreciate it. In Spain, guess my history book was wrong. Your history book was probably talking about the United States. But, slavery started before the United States existed. You want, like, the very first record of a slave ownership? I will Google it for you. The first instance of slavery comes from ancient Mesopotamia. Evidence of it is societal institution dating back to as early as 6,800 BC. So, really long time ago. Egypt had slaves, yeah. Did my first stream for 30 minutes, got 42 views. Hey, that's awesome, dude. Streaming's a lot of fun. I love to stream. That, if I could just stream and not have to do anything else, I would do it. I love streams. But I also like making videos. There are videos that I love to do. If I had it my way, though, I would stream everything. Even though it doesn't make great content. That's why I don't stream everything. But I would. Quite honestly, I don't know if we need to do anything else to that. Because it's, like, small enough squares that, like, I don't think it needs anything. It can just kind of be there. Maybe we put a window in. I'd say a window could do good. Yeah. Anyway, Blue Wolf took my #1 spot. I guess he just did. What should I do to retain viewers for a Christian-based stream? So are you, when you say Christian-based, is your content about Christianity? Or is it a stream that just so happens to be done by a Christian? That would be my question. Like, what's the content about? You know, is it like a Minecraft stream and you're a Christian that's playing it? Because I'll tell you guys this, like, what you are seeing right now is a Christian stream. It's not a stream built for me teaching Bible. It's not a stream meant for me to, you know, do any of that stuff. But I myself am a Christian, and I am playing Minecraft. So, you know, that has no bearing on... In my case, it has no bearing on specifically how to up my retention. It's all about how you... It's all about how you market yourself, I guess. If you're marketing your streams as Christian streams, then it may be a little bit different. In the case of any form of stream that's not based around just improv, a lot of it can be written down and kind of structured so that you don't forget things and you can remember what to talk about. You know, that's a big thing. When I first started streaming, I had a hard time coming up with new topics to talk about, so I would write them down throughout the day of just things I wanted to, you know, to talk about on my streams, and then I would just talk. Eventually you get really, really good at it, and as people start talking back to you, then you can prolong the engagement a little bit, and that helps with retention. But the biggest thing for any stream is once you find... You just gotta wait until you find the right audience, in all honesty, and that just comes with time. And the only thing you can do in between that and finding the right audience is producing the content that you want that audience to find. So in my case, you know, I want people to watch me because I'm playing Minecraft, because of the family-friendly atmosphere I produce. You know, the... There's a lot of things that I want people to know me for. So you guys, I guess what you should do is figure out what you want people to know you for, and then structure your streams around that. So everything has a beginning, middle, and end. So, you know, for me, what that would look like is at the beginning of my streams, I open up talking about my week, my day, and what I'm getting up to, and with a lot more energy. The middle is like we're playing the game, I'm answering your guys' chat messages, and maybe I'm sprinkling in a little bit from the previous section. And then the end is just me wrapping up everything, kind of giving you guys a summary of what we did and all that. For what you said here, your stream is mainly praise and worship, testimony, and understanding more from the Bible. I would segment it a little bit. So, figuring out what the right... What would you personally want to watch for a stream that that contains biblical themes? So would it be better for you to split those into different types of streams, like doing a praise and worship stream on, you know, we'll say Worship Wednesday, okay? And then doing Testimony Tuesday, and then, you know, doing Bible streams throughout as well, where you just read the Bible and then try to explain it the best you can. Those are all very appropriate things. Trying to wrap them all up may be a little difficult. It's still very doable, though. But at a certain point, you're running a church service at that point, and the strategy then becomes more about church growth rather than stream growth. You know, finding people who are looking for churches is a little different than casting a net online and saying, "Hey guys, here's my stream." You know, in my case, people scroll by a lot. A lot of people don't love my stream because I'm not high energy. You know what I don't do for my streams? I'm not like, "Hey guys, what's going on today? We're gonna be doing this. We're gonna be blowing up that, and we're gonna be killing everybody in this Minecraft SMP with maces and PvP and, like, you know, I don't do any of that. You know what I do? I sit here and I talk about YouTube, God. I try not to talk about politics, but that ends up coming up inevitably, and I try not to really say any opinions on that too much. But for the vast majority of cases, you know, my stream is about Minecraft. And I just happen to be the host of this Minecraft stream where I'm playing Minecraft, but it's kind of like when you and your friends would all come over to the house and you'd all play games together, and one of you would be playing this game and then you'd be looking over his shoulder watching them. It's kind of that vibe. You know, we're playing Minecraft together. Yes, I'm the person individually pressing the buttons and deciding things, but you guys are able to input what I'm doing. You know, you can go, oh, I like that. What if you tried this instead? And that's what I love about this. And that's what I build my stream around, you know? Because I'm trying to build a community, not just something very, very specific. All right, now I'm gonna read your chats. I'm sorry about that, guys. After Jesus, the humanity had slaves. Luckily, in the first world, it's totally banned, so it's okay. Yeah, I mean, slavery's been around very, very long time. It's still in a lot of places, but it is slowly but surely being taken care of, which is very good. I think all of us here, for the vast majority, I hope all of us here can say with full certainty that slavery is bad. If not, we'll tackle that when we get there. Let's see. Yeah, that's kind of true as well, Pablo. Yeah, child labor is a thing in a lot of other countries, and that's where we get a lot of our products from. So while, yes, it's banned in our country, we also technically support it as well. You look like a gentleman in a quarter zip. Quarter zip. Let's find out what in the world. Is this a Gen Z thing? Oh, I have one of those. I have one of those, actually. Yes. I call it my my grandpa jacket because it makes me look like an old man. Why many people believe in different gods? If I'm correct, there should be just one, right? I would say it would not be fair of me to input on this one because I'm very biased in what I do personally believe. But yes, there are many different people who believe in many different things. Ultimately, I would ask some sort of authority figure in your life about that and get their perspective, and maybe they'll help you explore some of that. I'm not against talking about it on my stream. It's just also, I don't want to overstep the important figures you have in your life as well, because that could get me into some trouble. Take your advice to try to play to my strengths, create like a short service. Actually, am a pretty good storyteller. I was in AA. People like to hear me read because I put a lot of emotion into it. I'm also a writer, so maybe I could write some parable type stories. Absolutely. People love parables. Do really well in modern day senses. If you guys haven't ever like heard about this, a parable is just a life lesson, but told through a certain through a story. So in the case of like a lot of movies are actually parables of sorts. They may not be as obvious about it, but usually they're very very much there. You don't have to go searching for them, really. I mean, you can look at it and go, okay, the meaning of this one is to be this, it's to do that, and you know, I think people learn best through storytelling, honestly. And we don't have enough people telling stories that are meant for, like you said, morals. So I think if you're very strong in being able to be a good storyteller, you should absolutely follow that as an opportunity. In your case, with it being about Bible study and that sort of aspect, I would say, you know, you've already got probably one of the best storytellers to kind of work off of right there. You know, Jesus often spoke in parables to the people. So, I think you have a really good reference to work off of there. And you can kind of put a more modern twist on some of those stories to help people understand, which is there's definitely a noticeable gap there. I don't think there's a lot of people doing that anymore. Okay, we're gonna fill in the roof here, and then we'll take a look at it again. So far, everything's looked great. I do like this build. I'm just really worried, because we are running out of deep slate. Like, there's not very much left at all. And I've still got several buildings to go. I think I could probably borrow some from other people. So I may do that. And if not, then I will have to go dig some. I really don't like digging my own deep slate. It takes so long. I'd have to do it off stream probably. Let's do what Minecraft do you play? I play Minecraft Java Edition. It is my personal preference, but I know everybody has their own things that they enjoy. For me, Java Edition has just always been my go-to. And it's my version right now is mostly vanilla. It's got just a couple of quality of life mods, but nothing super crazy. I did used to play Bedrock, though. Bedrock was a time. It was the time. Do I not have... I don't. Okay, let's go back down here. Right about here. You. And back up. I'm gonna waste a lot of rockets today. I can already feel it. There we go. In my opinion, Java's the best. Mods are better, and I like the farms. Yeah, the farms are pretty nice. I do like it. I personally prefer Java mechanics, I would say. I like 1.9 combat, 1.9 plus, so it doesn't bother me with the delayed hitting. I actually like sweeping edge. I like, I just like Java Edition. I do wish Bedrock had more. You know, I wish Java had more Bedrock stuff. Java would be so great if we had a button, you know, where it says, like, open to LAN. We don't have that on Java, or we have that on Java, but I wish it was able to open to your friends, and you could invite your friends through Microsoft. I mean, we have our accounts all migrated, so we're already using Microsoft accounts. So it'd be great if we could invite people to play with us through our Microsoft accounts, and they could play over the web. That would be great. I envy Bedrock for the fact that they can play on their phone, their console, and their PC. And they can play with all their friends who play on all those devices. You know, Java doesn't have all that cool stuff. Bedrock has dyeable water in cauldrons, and that's really cool. I believe they also have potions in cauldrons as well. Also really cool. And again, we don't have that. It's so sad. It's so sad. You inspired me to make my own Minecraft world. I'm glad to hear it. Minecraft is a lot of fun. I love playing worlds long term. I'm really debating making a forever world that I will play on quite literally forever. But I've got a lot of planning to do before I do that. This guy's building a masterpiece. Stream kind of looked kind of lonely than usual, so I decided to join. Welcome on in, Chrislix. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. Trying to build a house or something? I am building a mega build. So as you can see here, I have this big dome in the middle of the ocean, and inside of it, I'm putting these skyscraper buildings in. And so right here, we've got like this this build right here. It looks pretty cool. It's only supposed to be viewed from a few angles, so it's not like the most detailed thing in the world. But the main thing was just about getting it done. So now that it's done and we've got this bridge here as well, I think the next step is we're going to start working on one of these other builds. So either the right skyscraper or the left one. I have a couple of ideas for the left one. The right one I'm not super certain on, because decorating it is going to kind of be a pain in the butt. Chrislix, thank you for submitting your taxes. Appreciate it. Multi-platform is a strong point, but Java in general terms is better for me. That's fair. When is King SMP Season 4 coming out, or did I miss it? There's not a release date on it. Once I have... Basically, the timeline on it is whenever I actually get the server. The way I'm doing this one is I'm buying hardware to run King SMP, not renting it. I can't stand renting server space from people and then not getting good performance out of it. It's always been just really annoying, and they don't give us enough tools to fix those issues. So I have decided to really commit, and I'm going to make a pretty big investment, and I'm going to buy a computer for running King SMP. It will also run a couple of other servers that I may need. Like I'm going to be doing... I'd like to run a content creator server as well, and maybe even run some mini games or just larger events. Like I've got some PvP event ideas that would be a lot of fun. And I've got a couple of building competitions. Creative server would be a lot of fun to have as well. I can host a website off of that machine. It's gonna be a really crazy machine. That's why it's gonna be expensive. But it'll last us about 8 years or so, maybe a little bit less, but around about that, and it'll provide over time it'll actually be cheaper for us to have done that than to rent it from somebody else. So that's why it's taking a while. I had a piece of gauze in my throat because I forgot scissors and how to use teeth. Oof. This guy's building a masterpiece. I appreciate it. Thank you. Ragnog makes a lot of cool buildings. You should check out the sky base he built. Sky base. The sky base. Are you talking about the the updates, all the islands that I built for the Minecraft updates, maybe? All that sick guitar you got back there? Thank you, I appreciate it. See ya, Pablo. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate ya. Get some rest tonight. And enjoy the F1 and your girlfriend as well. Cut my thumb on table saw. Oof. Glad that you're okay. Subscribe, keep your streams, bro. I can't read. Oh no, okay. It didn't cut off. I was like, what did I miss? I appreciate that though. I really do appreciate that, Blue. Thank you so much. Thank you. You'll one day be on that live stream leaderboard. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I also have to depart. See ya around Hitbox. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Hope everybody does well. I know it's been a busy week for a lot of us, so get some rest, and we'll catch you another day. All right. I'm thinking we have some time here. When is the next ad break? 30 minutes from now? Okay. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay. I know I want to go for at least 20 more minutes. I just need to keep an eye on the clock. I'm not intending to do a super long stream. I just know I wanted to do a stream today. So I'm kind of thinking right now that we can do is let's just fill in some of this. So, for example, this whole building right here, I got to figure out what I want it to look like. But for now, we can kind of just fill it in with, let's just fill it in with, I don't know. I don't have like a ton of blocks in general. I'm starting to run out of deep slate. I could fill it in with stone, I guess, and then figure it out from there. Because this was originally all in white, and now it's not. So I don't know if I really want to keep going with that or not. I guess I could take all the outline and replace it with deep slate at the very least. I just know I want to kind of get an idea of what this is going to look like. Those are fish. I thought those are bats. I was really confused. My streams are like 1 hour long average. I don't know how you have the voice to keep going longer. Practice. Last night, we were driving home because we had a family gathering for Thanksgiving. And I went to sleep in the car. And I lost my voice. Like, I was really worried that it wasn't going to come back for today. So I started to sound a little bit more like this. And that's not a good sign. It's really not a good sign. So I was really glad it came back. But that used to happen to me almost every single stream for a very long time. I used to stream like 6 hours on average. Which was hard to talk. I had a hard time coming up with new topics and such. But eventually you get really good at that. But the hardest part, quite honestly, after a certain point was training your voice to do it. And I got to the point where I actually had to train myself to breathe a certain way. So this is a thing you'll see with a lot of singers, especially. When they first start out, they sing the way most people do, which is wrong. Most people aren't singing correctly. And there's this thing called, I believe, diaphragmatic breathing. So you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, essentially, sort of. So you do that with singing, and you also do that with long talks like this. And so I've started to accommodate that into my routine a little bit, and it definitely helped. So you sit there and you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and it kind of helps build up your lung capacity just a little, not a ton, because it's not gonna beat a workout of any sort. But it really helps your voice a lot. I find that I don't strain my throat as much. But I used to lose my voice a ton. So it wasn't uncommon. We'd have what we would call Bat King. And I would sound like this. And I would stream through it too. And like, I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But I did. I did it. And I don't have many regrets from it, because it did lead to a lot of good times, but it was certainly a process. It's a wonder I didn't permanently scar any of my vocal cords or anything like that. Okay. I wanted to go around the base first. There we go. Yeah, 1 hour long average isn't too bad. For me, the big reason why I had motivation to even go for longer than an hour was it did become my job. You know, my mom and dad were like, hey, we want you to, like, actually go get a job and not, like, let your money rot. You know, it'll sit there until you don't have any money, and, like, that's not good. And I was like, yeah, I get that. That's fair. I didn't want that for myself either. But I really wanted to stream. So I started streaming as a full-time job. That's when I started streaming. Was not like a good idea in general. I wouldn't recommend anybody else do that, but it made it so that I could really get good at it really, really fast. I'm not like a perfect streamer by any means, and I definitely have a long way to go before I'm like at the top or anything. But I'm 100% here just to have a good time. And I think I accomplished that pretty well for myself, and hopefully for you guys as well. I want you guys to have a good time. I want you guys to have a good time almost more so than if I'm having a good time. Pick up all that. And then, okay. This will at least give me a really good idea of size, I guess, because everything has to fit between these lines. And then, I know we don't have enough deep slate to even do this building, so I can't make this one out of deep slate. I had to start reserving that downstairs. I may just have to suck it up and buy a bunch. I don't know if anybody sells it, though, is the thing. I may have to just start raiding people's bases. I don't know. We stole from Kit. I don't think she had any deep slate, though. I'd steal from her again. And I wouldn't feel bad about it. So that's an option. I'm trying to think, does Ash build with deep slate at all? I think most of what they built with was deep slate. So or not deep slate, calcite, sorry. So I think I could probably ask them if they have any deep slate and maybe buy some off of them. I may also be able to buy off of whoever has the highest mining, blocks mined amount, because I know there was a race at one point to see who could get the most diamonds, and I know a lot of deep slate was saved from that. So I may be able to ask, like, Percy or something about it. I'm sure Percy has quite a lot of deep slate. Although I could be wrong. Almost there. There we go. Okay, I saw down there that there's some spots that it's not matching up on yet, so what I'm gonna do is that line right here needs to exist. And I'm thinking since it is here, it should also go all the way around. So, you know, put one there and it go all the way around. Because this will help me break up everything a little bit so that I can figure out how many colors I can use and what blocks would look good in each spot. And I think overall it'll look pretty good. What shaders are these? Sheep! How's it going, dude? It's good to see you. These are complementary reimagined shaders. I have them bumped up on saturation by, I believe, like 0.5. So it's a little more saturated than default, but I love how it looks. I need to pick up all the things. This is how I sketch out all my builds. So I need the blocks. Rob, thanks, no problem. I got you, dude. It's always a pleasure to be robbed by the one and only sheep. Okay, let's go up. And then I'm out. How's it looking? So we got that first layer there. First layer won't need much. I may put like a small something or other there because it's only blocked by a little bit of the tree, but it's not like enough for me to go, oh, I need to do a ton there. This portion right here is going to be a lot larger though, so I do need to make sure I figure out something for that. This is completely and totally out of my wheelhouse. But I'm here for it. It's fun. I've not built something like this probably since, I don't know. My brother-in-law did a Minecraft realm once, and I was gonna build like a big city in it. And I did build one, but it didn't last very long. I built like Avengers Tower, and then I built like maybe 2 other things. There wasn't like a ton of buildings, that was the thing. It was just very short-lived. This is like completely and totally me, though, and I love it. There we go. Are you aware you're in a pit? You know, it does dawn on me every once in a while that I am. Hello, Zen. Welcome on in. Welcome back. Hope you're doing well. I'm just too cool. You know, you're literally the coolest, dude. I don't think anybody could be cooler than you. Oop. Oh, there we go. I need you. Up. I hear ringing in my ear, and I don't know why. It's not as bad as it has been, but that one was subtle. That was really, really subtle. Guess, like, I'm glad it was subtle. It could have been more annoying. I don't know. When you're available, check the edges. It's really important. I gotcha. Let me... Boop. Crazy. Very important. That was a very important DM, you know? I think if I had waited, that one could have been a lot worse. Like, I'm really glad that I knew it was important. Oh, jeez. Up all the blocks. Okay. I need to figure out what in the world I'm going to put in between some of these if I just want to keep putting down bricks. Or what. I haven't decided yet. Okay. Continue placing blocks and farewell. See us, sheep. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Enjoy the shaders. Okay. Yeah, we need to get up there then. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. This layer has another wrap. So it'll go all the way across like so. And I'm also gonna put one there. Just so I know what I'm doing. Angel, thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Did I just say thank you twice? I did. Thank you so much for the super chat, though. I appreciate it. If you said anything with it, I can't see it. I need to pull that up. We get some thank yous for that. Welcome. There we go. I can put a heart on it. This isn't the first super chat I've had, but it's the first in a little bit. So I need to refresh my understanding of this. There's a like button, but I can't press the like button. I don't understand the YouTube UI. I need to get better about that, but it's okay. You're welcome. I only had $1, send a message. Ah, you're all good. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're just chilling today, building our usual stuff. Wow. It's not every day somebody gives you $1. That's the thing, like... I think it gets lost on a lot of people, streamers especially, but like when somebody gives you something, like money, whether it just be straight up... Sorry about that. Jeez. Whether it be straight up money or in some cases, you know, it's like bits or super chats and gifts and, you know, whatever. You know, I think it gets lost on people sometimes. Like that is somebody giving you something of value to them. Like that is money. They could use that to go buy a video game or go get ice cream, and they're choosing to give it to you. And like that means a lot. That means a lot to me anyway. And I think it should mean a lot to everybody who gets money out of anybody. You know, it's not lost on me. Not yet, and I hope never. Okay. Nope. Okay. I'm out of food, so let's eat some chicken. Alright, we got a really big build here. And I need to figure it out. So, let me get you guys a better view here. Huh. It played ads before it said it was going to. You guys are going to get me for a little bit longer. Hey Siri, set a timer for 50 minutes. Okay. that will be about the time the next set of ads play. So this outline here is where the next building is gonna be. I kind of want to get it put in. 50 minutes is probably not enough time to finish the build, but it's definitely enough time to get something put down. So I'm thinking we're going to do a lot more color with these builds, but I got to be careful about it being too flat of a color. So the bottom here is definitely something I want to experiment with, kind of make it more structural looking. So I think some extra deep slate, reinforced deep slate, or chisel deep slate, sorry, lines will look good. So probably one every couple of blocks. We'll figure out how many we can split it into. I'd kind of like it to be 4 sections, maybe. I don't know. So let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 divided by 4 would be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, 4. I'm wondering if it needs to be 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. No, it's still off. You know what? We needed to include... We needed to include something. Hang on. So it's actually 18 divided by 4, which isn't going to be a divisible number by 4. 18 is divisible by 6, though. And that would be 3. Right? So... 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. No, that's still wrong. That's only 4. That's 5. That's 5. Oh, that's 4. Right? Yeah. That's 4. We can make that work. That works. Yeah. Yeah. Go up. And then break those. And then we go up. Can't reach it. Go. Break those. So that'll have like a thing behind it. So what do we want this layer to be made out of? Because it's gonna be a big one. We can't do deep slate because I just don't have the means to get that much deep slate. I'm gonna put all my deep slate items in here. Those ones included. I don't really have enough tuff to do it either, because we're gonna need tuff for the ground in here. And then I may also be using it for some of the builds in here as well. I'm not entirely sure on that one yet. We could do like, quartz at least has a color to it. We could like go with some white blocks though, and make this build more white without being white concrete. Because that's kind of the problem we're at right now, is white concrete is too... what's the term? It's very flat. It's got no texture to it, so it looks bad. If we could find a way around that, though, we'll be okay. I'm trying to think this through. What if we... What kind of woods do we got? would it be wrong of me to use, like, stripped dark oak? Like... It would look like that going all the way up. But I kind of like the idea of incorporating wood into it a little bit. It wouldn't be very much color, though, for the bottom. So it would take away from it to some degree. But it's already against this harsh pink. And there's that green color there as well, which will also have some pinks and more greens popping up out of it. And you got pink back there as well. So I think trying to just put some brown in there would kind of help set a different tone. And then we can utilize some copper on the upper portion as well to kind of make it look different and add some more color to things as well. And then this other tower to our left, the netherrack one, I want to have a different color to it that's different to any of the other colors that we've had. So, do we have bamboo? Bamboo wood? Because that would at least give us some green, which would be a good color. We have not had any green put anywhere. I'm pretty sure we do, because we have armor trims, which I believe is made by bamboo, or made with bamboo wood, right? Okay. This should be enough to at least get us started off. I can always buy some from somebody else if I need it. In, like, large quantities, but... They've got both yellow and green there, which would be a good couple of woods there. Okay, what about... Do I have, like, a lot of dark oak? Or do I need to, like, start farming this? It looks like I might have to start farming it. Okay. That's fine. I don't think we're gonna need a ton, but I know what I've got right now isn't enough. So... I don't know. Okay, I know all of this right here is gonna have to go. Because it's on the corner. And I haven't quite decided what I'm doing on that corner yet. I know this will kind of wrap around until it hits the bridge, which I need to figure out where the bridge is going on this level anyway. It may just go across from the top of that tower to this tower over here. I don't know yet. That alone tells you that I've got a long way to go before this is done. Hello, M7. How are you doing? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. I don't know what I'm doing. New subscriber? Thank you very much. Appreciate it, dude. We might have just hit 1,500 subscribers. We're very, very close. I know it says we're at 1.5K, but we're definitely soft. Okay, we're currently 19 away. Like, it is scary close. You guys have been hitting it out of the park lately with your support. Thank you, guys. Boop. 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 I'm Arabic viewer? Nice. That's awesome. We've got people all over the world that watch, and all sorts of different languages as well, which is really cool. We have one person from Spain. We've got somebody from the United Kingdom. I've got some people from Germany that watch occasionally. We've got all sorts of people, and it's always really cool seeing it. So thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you. Okay. All that needs to come down. Down and up. Okay. So I think to break this up a little bit, maybe we, instead of doing this all the way across, maybe in the middle we do, like, no. Maybe we do a, different thing. So I've got some of this. It's a little different using wood, but I don't mind it. How old are you? I am 21 years old. I'm getting up there. But I'm always just happy to be hanging out and playing some video games, you know? Can't beat it. Okay, we'll go like that. One more. There we go. Okay, we may have to do a little bit more to it just because it is a little bland right now. But the whole point of it was kind of to be bland, so I'm not like upset about that. Well, now you can't even see it there. You're unmuted now. Alfie went overtime? Really? Alfie was live for this? Like, wow. Jeez. Well, hello, Nathan. Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well, dude. How was the rest of Alfie's stream? I was over there lurking for a little bit. But I couldn't be there for very long. Been really busy today. And unfortunately, Alfie was the line I had to cut there. I see you on the list. Not a person escapes in the fan's view. You're always ready. That's a good thing. That is a good thing. So let's put away my, well, I don't have room for it. Okay, we're gonna put that away because I don't need more of that or that. And then my deep slate is in here. Okay, I know that from there up, I know this needed to be a thing. So that kind of gives me a general idea of where to put one of the supports. I think it could go just straight across almost, like this. Okay. So I know that needed to be a thing. And then the only other question I have... I don't have enough blocks. Hang on. I had your stream up on my phone, just muted. Fair enough. Appreciate that. Let's see. What was I doing? Deep slate, right. I don't think I'm gonna need more than this, but can never be too safe. Oh, Fungi joined. I'm so sorry, Fungi. I didn't even see. I feel so bad. I always miss some of these people joining, and I feel really bad about it. Did that happen? Oh, do not disturb. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. So we're how far from this edge? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think so. Okay. In this case, it's got to be 2 from a spot that makes sense. Maybe we go 2 from here. Give you a 3 in the middle, kind of thing, like this. Yeah, I like that. Okay. So we'll go right here. There we go. The SBK peeps, Nathan just reminded me of this. You guys got like a whole surprise today, didn't you? Like there was like new members being added or something like that. Kind of crazy. It was pretty cool seeing some of the names that were announced. I look forward to catching them when I can. I'm very busy and I'm scared to add more people to my my watch list, but might be worth adding a couple more. Who knows? We'll see. That definitely can't go out. We don't need that side. All right. Over here. From here over to here. Okay. Deep plate is too valuable to be dropping like this. Alright, what are we looking at now? So I now know how far over this needs to go. So this dark oak here will stop along that pillar. Which kind of gives me a general idea of how much I need. When's the next ad break? Just to double check. Okay. If Twitch is gonna be truthful, we're good. We're good until my timer runs out. Also, Swift, I just now saw your 3-stream streak. Thank you, dude. Appreciate your support. I need to figure that out. It always bugs me that I never see your guys' stream streaks. So this will now run out like that. Okay. I don't really have enough dark oak for this, but I have a little bit. Okay, I can't get up that. Not gonna bother. Just go around. Mind if I do? That confused me, but that's okay. So I do know that we're doing this much. The only other thing I'm concerned about is just how much wood we're gonna need for this. I don't have any dark oak, which means I'm either gonna have to buy some or hope I can farm enough. Okay, we're gonna put in some more netherrack there. Put in some of that. I used my last rocket. Oops. Boop. 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 Okay. I think we're good to go get some dark oak. I'm not gonna be able to get this building done by like any means, but it's at least not as see-through now, so you can kind of get the idea of what I was going for here. Of this, you know, that pink just shines through just enough so that it's eye-catching, but it's not like demanding your attention, and from different angles you'll be able to see a little bit more of it. It's just detailed enough that it you'll see what you need to see. That's the plan so far. Next layer up on the dark oak, I'm not sure where I'm going with it. I know copper is kind of probably the play here, so that may be what we do. Okay. Here we go. I don't have bone meal. Let's come down here. I don't know if I have a bone meal farm or not, or not bone meal farm, a bone farm. So I could really utilize one. I mean, I have plenty of bones, I guess, so it's probably not necessary. Just to double check, we don't have any dark oak. Doesn't look like there's any dark oak. Okay, that's fine. Let's come over here. And let's just kind of like get out of the way of everything is my thought. I don't think that was generated before. 'Cause I don't remember there... No, that was definitely there before. Was it? I guess. I don't know. I don't feel like I've ever seen it. But I came from that direction. I think. Yeah, there's a villager. I came from that direction. I just don't remember it being so close, I guess. Huh. There's one. Two. Alright. That's also touch. Okay, I was gonna say if I have fortune, then we'll utilize that to get some saplings, but I don't have that, so never mind. That one did drop 4 at least. That's a start. Oh, it dropped 5. Okay. We're doing pretty good. ba, 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 ba. And that one dropped enough. We're good. Did anybody go Black Friday shopping? I don't. Is that a thing that's like American? I feel like that's everywhere, but I could be wrong. You know, for us, it's the day after Thanksgiving, so it's kind of like, I would assume you guys also do it, you just don't do Thanksgiving? I don't know. But did anybody go out and do shopping, and did you find any good deals? That's the other question. I thought about going, and then I realized at what hour I was gonna have to get up, and I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to stay home and play video games, so last night I made the choice to stay up till like 5 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning, I don't know what time it was, and play Star Wars: The Old Republic. Got to the very end of the what would be considered, I guess, the free-to-play portion of the game, and then I'm at the point now where it's all expanded story, and I'm super hyped. I've played a lot of that stuff before, but it's been like probably over a year now since I've done it. And really just excited to get to play again. Feels like forever. Alright. I got a little bit more doke. We're good. Down. Let's see. I think this is enough. This goes by so quickly, oh my goodness. All that work gone in like just a couple of minutes. It's kind of crazy how quickly you can use logs when you're stripping them, but like at the same time, it's kind of like, it looks really pretty. I suppose I actually don't know if I have enough because I still gotta do that portion. That at least gets that portion done, and it looks good, I think. You know, it's not supposed to be perfect. May do some other things to kind of break up this wall, though, because it's kind of... It's not... This wall isn't supposed to be very decorative anyway. So I haven't decided exactly what I'm doing with it. Yeah, any good recommendations for a... NAS? Not really. I've not had any experiences with any NAS, but the one I was looking at, I can tell you. Let me find it. I think it was this one. Let me double check. This one had hot swappable drive. I know you mentioned having some sort of server. Yeah, I have, well, my brother has one. Not Admiral, the other brother, one of the other brothers. He doesn't have a NAS either, but it's been something that we've been wanting. I guess it depends. What are you wanting to do with it? I'm looking into getting one to do media server stuff. Have a nice Minecraft server always running, and also storage. I see. with a NAS, it's really good for some media server stuff. I'm assuming you mean like I guess like Plex or just having a video sharing platform and storage as well. So in that case, I think they don't have one for that. Okay, cool. There we go. Okay. It looks like the one that I was looking at is also on here. Okay. This is the one that I was looking at. I don't know if it would run a Minecraft server necessarily, but they're very good for storage, more importantly. And it does, or at least it's supposedly pretty good at basically just being a private cloud. So putting stuff on there and then downloading it later on a separate location if you wanted to. I don't have a ton of experience with NASA's, but if you could hook a server easily into it. That's what I'm going to be doing with King SMPs. I'm going to have one of these. It'll also hold a bunch of my Omnia backups, but you know, this will have a website running off of it. It'll have several backups of King SMP. It'll have you know, a bunch of storage running through it, just to be repetitive in case something bad happens. The big thing, honestly, is getting proper hard drives. You'll want server grade drives if you're doing server grade stuff. Those drives are expensive, but they work pretty good. I don't know if I can find anybody that sells these guys or not. It says Amazon does. Trying to slowly push my parents to get one for our house. That's fair. Yeah, for a 1-bay disc station, it's $140. I would go with 2 bays though, quite honestly. Which is $140, it looks like. Yeah. Now you'd still have to buy the drives. It's the same exact price. What's going on here? Amazon, talk to me. If you want 2 bays. Oh, I see. Never mind. It is not $140 for 2 bays. I would say 2 bays makes more sense because if you have an issue with one of your drives failing, then the other one usually can compensate a little bit. So you're just duping it so that both disks are backed up at all times. It stops you from, you know, having the issue that I had a couple days ago or weeks ago where the hard drive lost 200 gigabytes of data because of corruption. Not a fun experience. But if you find like a 2-disk storage station, they're not too bad. Synology is usually a pretty good one, from what I understand. I don't know a ton about NASA's though, so I can't really tell you a ton about it. Linus Tech Tips had some videos about building a custom one to try to build it cheaper than what you could buy one. I don't know if they ever did come out cheaper or not, though. Linus Tech Tips is a lot of fun. Okay. Let's just build up. Dorby, thank you for spending your taxes. I appreciate it. Me when the entire site is basically 50%. but I don't have any money at all. I get $16 tomorrow. I can for sure buy a NAS with that. Oh, I think so. Yeah, definitely. Totally. That's, I wish. I really, really wish. Because I would have a NAS then. I think if everybody could afford one, everybody should have one. I think there is no amount of people who are like, I don't need to back up more storage from my phone or my computer or whatever, you know. I think just about everybody's all within their mind on it, and they're like, yeah, you know, I think I could really do with another location to store this, because nobody wants to pay for Google Cloud. Nobody wants to pay for Microsoft Cloud. Like, all these cloud services, they're great. But nobody wants to pay the monthly or yearly fees on it. So your only other option is to buy your own cloud, essentially. And I mean, you're not gonna like build the entire internet with that, but you will at least have one portion like that you don't have to ever worry about. Not ever again, but probably for a while. I do have a 1 terabyte drive sitting around. Well, that would be nice to at least do a backup with. You know, you could put important videos and pictures on it. This is enough to technically make a media server, just not really with the server part. Yeah, you would have the storage taken care of. You just wouldn't have the processing power, which is, well, that's the big part of a server usually. And a NAS doesn't usually do much in terms of power. Like, usually the RAM is like very, very small, and the processor is also pretty small because its job is to basically be a storage location. And so it doesn't have to process large amounts of data usually. But they are nice to have. They're very, very nice to have. Emmy, thank you for submitting your taxes. I appreciate it. Thank you. How are you doing today? Where is... There they are. I was going to say, I don't remember where I put them. We don't even need that much, but I'll chop down a couple of trees. We got 10 minutes till the next ad break, according to my timer here. I'm stuck on deciding what I want to do next in terms of stream upgrades. Part of me is kind of wanting to get like a Raspberry Pi and run a Discord bot off of it, because that would be really helpful. Like, having a Discord bot that would do like some Omnia related things for me, or having one for the King Ragnog Discord server as well. It would be so nice. It would be so nice. And it's only like 30, maybe $40, depending on which one I go for. So like, it would be a really good upgrade for the price. But also, at the other hand, like you said, a Stream Deck would be great. They're only $100 right now, or $110 for the one I was looking at, I think. But I'm not Liquid, so I can't really just pick up a Stream Deck right now, sadly. Otherwise, I would. I probably could have. My mom was asking me, because she's like, do you want me to get you a gift this year, or do you want do you want me to just give you money? I was like, it's up to you. You know, she was like, we do this much, your grandparents do this much, and your other grandparents do this much. I almost took her up on the offer, but I was also like, you know, I have an issue, and the fact that I don't spend money on myself, like, really ever. So if I just get given money, it sits in the bank account until it ends up going to the bills. And, you know, I feel like that's lame. In terms of, you know, being given a gift. Most people don't really love when you're giving a gift and they're like, oh, this is gonna help me with my bills this month. Like, is that, like, a good idea? Probably not. So I told her, you know, look at the list. If she spends, cool. If she doesn't, then I'll accept any leftover money if she wants to do that instead. And I think it's a good understanding. It works. I don't think she was a huge fan of me not making up my mind, but that was as close to me making up my mind as I'll ever be. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. Okay. What am I doing? Oh my... There we go. Okay. How much data does, like, an average Raspberry Pi hold? Like, could I host a Minecraft server on one? I think somebody's done it before. It's not usually a problem of storage, because you can do a lot of expansions with Raspberry Pis. They're very, customizable. So if I go over to their official product page, the Pi 5 is what they call the everything computer. It's optimized, available from $50 and up. Let me just click into that. This one comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, available for $120. It's got 2.4 gigahertz processor. So it's a quad core. It could run a Minecraft server, I think. Now, and then they also have a PCIe lane, which is for NVMe's. So your SSD could plug into there, and you could have as much storage as you want, technically. That one is 120 for a 16 gigabyte RAM model. That would be a really good server. I don't know how cool it stays. I don't know all the ins and outs of how you would get it to run, but I believe it could run a server, yes. Technically, it looks like it could actually run graphics too. Dual 4K 60, 4K P60. Yeah, 4K 60 FPS. What the heck? They got an active cooler, they've got a case and a power supply for it. Like, you could buy it all. What other Pis do they have? They've got 8 gigabyte RAMs instead. They've got a desktop kit. which I don't know how much that one is. It's 130. Let's look at the 8 GB model and just see. 8 GB model would be $80. So they do have, that doesn't come with a case, by the way, or a fan. And I don't know if that one, does that one have the PCIe? Yeah, it does. That one also has a SSD lane. They're handy little things. You could probably do a server off. Let me see if somebody's done it. Minecraft Java server. Somebody has done it with a Model 4 8 GB RAM with high clock speed when overclocked and a decent SD card or SSD. You did need the heating solution. If all players split up and explore separate areas of the world and you're running a 1.19 server, it will probably lag. But if you got a small group of friends running an earlier version or you pre-generate the terrain, it may not be too bad. Minecraft will have its RAM. Yeah, that's true. It really does. This guy's got a whole guide on it, dude. I don't know. Let me see how much that model of Pi costs. That one in specific you can get for about $40. Now, again, that doesn't come with, like, the cooling solution, probably. It doesn't come with a case. It doesn't... that one's the 1 GB model as well. I need the 8 gig. 8 gig is $75 for this one, it looks like. They're not expensive comparatively, but they're not, like, cheap either. Like, cheap. Now, there are competitors to Raspberry Pis that are also really, really good as well, if I'm not mistaken. I just can't remember what they're called. But I think it would be fun. I think it would be so much fun to try to build a Pi server. I wanted to do it for a video once, but I didn't have, like... If I could get the capital for it, I would do it. Like, if somebody just, like, dropped... I don't know how much it would cost yet. I'll run the numbers one of these days. But if somebody gave the money specifically for me to do it, I would probably. Just to see how it would run. If you showed someone a Raspberry Pi from 1960, they would flip. Like, this little thing has more processing power than the rocket that put us to the moon. Yes, literally. Our phones have that much power. Like, it is insane just how small technology has gotten. And like you said, yeah, that little thing right there actually has the power to run some games. The Pi is a crazy invention. And it's gotten very good over the years. So, it's awesome. Low-key want to make an out-of-context compilation of myself. Am I weird for that? No, not at all. That kind of Raspberry Pi? I'm dumb. No, you're chilling, dude. You're chilling. But yeah, I think you could Swift do. I would do some research on it before you buy one or anything like that. But that would save you from a monthly payment. You know, Minecraft servers cost a lot of money to run. If you can save up a lump sum, though, and put down, you know, like, if it only costs you $100 to get a Pi, right? And you have that, and it runs a Minecraft server for, I don't know, let's say it runs 5 years or so. And during that 5 years, you're able to save up, you know, $200. Well, you would not have been able to save up that $200 if you didn't buy a Pi and instead rented a server, because server renting will cost you a lot of money as well. And depending on how many people you're wanting on your server, that's really the part that starts to snag. You know, your Pi, it may have 16 gigabytes of RAM, but can your CPU run that 16 gigabytes of RAM is the other question. And with Minecraft being a single-threaded program, it's not great unless you have a high clock speed. Usually. There are some exceptions to that, but higher clock speeds are better for Minecraft. Usually. That's why I believe the moon landing is fake. I don't know if it was faked, because the computers, while yes, they did help, they didn't, like, do everything. Like, they helped us do our math, but we were still doing the math ourselves, too. That's why we had computers the size of the room, so as it was doing these intense calculations and number checking for us, but we were also number checking, and you know, it didn't necessarily say, hey, now run this command, although I'm sure they could have done that. You know, 1969 was that when we landed on the moon? You know, I think at that time period, technology was at a point where it could have feasibly been done. I mean, I think I don't know why we haven't gone back and done it. That's the thing that, for me, I want to make it say, I really want to say it's been faked only because of that. Like, why haven't we gone back? Other than it's just being a money sink. But, you know, like, Elon Musk, he runs SpaceX. He sends rockets up to space and he sends them back down. He's preparing for a Mars mission. I want to see us go back to the moon. Like, that's what I really want to see. And that's on the books. Project Artemis. Google it. It's a really interesting thing. I think the moon deserves a little bit more love. That's all I'm saying. Also, we are going to be starting to wrap up our stream here. I appreciate you guys for being here. It's been a lot of fun. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you guys have as well. I'm gonna look into that Raspberry Pi thing. That's an interesting idea. Hello, Danny. Catching us just here at the end. Hope you're doing well though. Let's see who's live. I don't think I've said hello to you in a minute. So let's go say hi to them. Mr. Fitz is live. No, Mr. Fitz is not live. They were live 4 hours ago. Okay. Let's refresh Twitch and try this again, because apparently I don't know who's live. See more. Let's go say hi to Meg. Meg Ray is currently playing Hollow Knight Silk Song. We love Meg, great streamer, and we love Hollow Knight, so why not? Hop in ready to get some free channel points. Meet a cool streamer along the way. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, and I will hopefully see you guys again on Monday. We'll be back here on the one and only Twitch SMP, and we will hopefully have a decent amount of progress going so that we can call this layer complete soon enough. All right. I will see you guys over there. And keep your eyes on, like, the Discords, because I'm intending to post some things, especially in the Omnia Discord. So I'll see you there. Bye-bye, everybody.